Hey everyone, good news. I finished my Making Zen video already. Yay! So that's why you haven't seen me for a while, because I just put my head down and wanted to get that done. That's how I operate. Anyway, I came on today to talk to you about this. You remember this notebook that I showed you? And I have a lot of new subscribers now, so you're probably going, huh, what are you talking about? Right around the end of December or the beginning of January, I think I said I was going to do this notebook thing. And I do have a bullet journal that I use for certain things, but I always have some papers laying around my room, okay? Because I say, oh, don't forget to do this. And I write it on a scratch of paper. My mom was notorious for that too. And the papers get lost and all the stuff. And I said this year, I said, no, I have to be more organized because there's a whole lot of things I want to accomplish this year. I have a lot of, okay, I'm going to say the word goals. I do. I'm a goal setter. And I can't do them when I feel like I'm a crazy person doing too many things at once. So I thought, let me get all my notes and all my thoughts in one place. Now, I've tried in the past, I've tried binders. I've made folders with pockets and tabs, and I've tried spiral notebooks. And I mean, I do use my bullet journal, but not to the extent that this is a game changer, okay? This has been amazing for me. For me, it's been amazing. It's not going to work for everybody, but hear me out. You, at the very least, you'll just find it fascinating. So, I did a little research on notebooks and, you know, what's the best way to do blah, 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 and came up with this composition book. You can't rip the pages out. You could, but you know, it's not like a binder where you can take the pages out, you can move them around, because that's what I was doing with the binder. The binder was taking up more energy and work than the actual things that I was trying to accomplish. So I love the simplicity of this. Now, I'll tell you, I picked this. I have a bunch of these composition books in my basement, in the warehouse. And I picked this because it's graph paper. I like graph paper because although I'm a creative and so, you know, I have all this stuff going on, I'm very, you know, planning, straight, boxes, tick this off, tick that off. So the graph paper really works well for me. And the other thing is it's red, okay? So I can spot it easily in my room. The book never leaves my room. It stays here all the time and lives usually on one of these desk surfaces, and I can find it usually pretty quickly because it's red. All right, that's the first thing. I call it a 2026 Creative Seeds notebook. And I took some notes over here, so I'm just going to, because I wanted to make sure I hit on all the points here. So it is not a productivity system, okay? It is, it's a place where my ideas land. That's basically what it is, without pressure, without judgment. So the front of the book, let me just show you, because I can't show you the actual pages. There's too much personal information on them. But, you know, Creative Seeds, what is this? It's an idea catching and reflection space. And the front of the book, because I sectioned it off into front and back, and I'll show you that in a second. The front holds my ideas, my thoughts, and my plans. The plans are so loose. They're not anything, you know, particular. They're loose plans, like ideas. The back holds the list, the notes, the references, and the serious plans. And this book, I reminded myself, belongs in my studio. Don't ever let it go through that door, because then it's never going to come back. All right. So I do check into this book every day. I sit down when I'm having my coffee in the morning, you know, after I get, you know, my self-care done and I'm ready to start my day. Any ideas I have. Now, if I have an idea while I'm rummaging around doing something else, I grab the book. I do have one other thing. An addendum to this is a little tiny cheapo notebook that I got from the dollar store. I leave that next to my bed. I started doing that a few months ago because I think I mentioned this before. I have all my creative ideas when I lay in my bed. I guess that's when I'm not moving and I have to stop and stay still and think. And so I would have the idea, and then by the time I would get up, it would be gone. So I put this little notebook in there now with pencil. And yeah, I do. I roll over and I start writing in it. And Brian's going, what are you doing? So there's that. So my notebook is for capturing ideas, not finishing them. And I wrote myself some of these notes in the front of the book to remind myself how to use this book I have in the front of the book. This book is for quick ideas, rough thoughts, lists when I need them, brain dumps. There's no fixing or rewriting anything. Once it gets written in here, it stays here. Okay, so now you're wondering, well, how are you using the book? All right, let me see if I can get to a page where I can actually show you. So the front of the book, all right, I'm just going to have to hold up a blank page. So here's the front of the book, okay? You open the book. I only ever write on this side of the page. This side is for doodles. It's for if I come up with an idea, like just for example, if I come up with a new idea for a kit and I say, oh, you know, I'm thinking I want to make another kit. I'm going to use wool, blah, blah, blah. But what's it going to look like? I'm going to start drawing and scribbling on this side of the page. So this side of the page is just for extra scribbles, you might say. And that's what I do. I have started numbering the pages because, for example, I want to start writing about, I don't have to hold that up. I want to start writing about a kit. So I write at the top in big letters. And I use a pencil, but you could use a pen because you're not erasing, you're not marking anything out. I write at the top of the book, wool dot kit. Okay, that's my idea. There's the wool dot kit right back there, in case you're wondering. I did get that done. And then I'll just write out, you know, different things, my thoughts, how that might look, blah, blah, blah. I'll draw some pictures on this side and I'll number the pages numbered because the page gets filled up. And tomorrow I get up, let's turn the page. Tomorrow I get up, I have a new idea. So I turn the page because I'm not skipping pages. I turn the page and now I'm saying YouTube video. I want to do a YouTube video on blah, blah. So I write that down. And then I just kind of scribble out my thoughts. And over here I might draw some pictures. Me sticking my tongue out at Brian because he's poking his head in the door. I don't know. You get the drift. Now this page, so the other page was page 11. This is page 12. So now I'm 4 pages down because I've got all these different ideas every day. And I never got back to the dots. Okay, because this is just my idea dump. Okay, so now I'm on page 14 and I'm getting back to the dot project. I hope you can keep up. Here comes Mr. B. Okay, so now I put a little note on here. Look back on page 12. I'm talking to the people. So look back on page 12 for more information about this idea. So that's how I don't feel like, what is he doing? Who's trying to put a thing on my door? Because I said, can you please find something so that I can close this door? I'm getting so many interruptions. So that's what I do. It's just an idea dump. It's wonderful. That's why I'm calling it a Creative Seeds planner, Creative Seeds notebook. It's not a planner. It's not a journal. It's just a place for ideas before they're really ready to do anything. So now there's the front of the book. Flip it upside down. Now I'm going to use the back of the book also. And I open it just like I do the front. Can't show you the next page because it's got a lot of stuff on it. So the back part of the book is the mental offloading and remembering. So I did do like a serious brain dump when I first started this, and I wrote down all the things that I've been wanting. Oh, he put a water faucet as a knob on my door. I'll have to show it to you. Anyway, I put all the things that I've been wanting to do that when I sit down and actually want to start to do them, I can't remember what they are. So the brain dump is everything. This does not fall into play with the power of 10. This is the power of 10 is my creative process. And I do know that there's quite a few of you out there that are using the power of 10 to clean your house and organize your life in that kind of way. And also the projects that you have going. This goes much, much deeper than that. For me, it's everything. It's the dentist, it's the doctor, it's the checkup, it's the dog's toenails, it's Brian needs something, it's work, it's my family, it's everything. So I didn't want to try to power of 10 this. This is perfect for me. I pick 3 things. So it is kind of like the power of 10 in the fact that I pick 3 things instead of picking 10 things. I pick 3 things, and the 3 things that I pick have to match my energy levels during the day. So I have a lot of energy, I have a little energy, I have no energy, but I still have to stay awake. So you have to pick things that fall into those categories. And what I did when I first started this, I picked 3 things and I showed up every day and worked on the 3 things according to my energy level. I did get some serious stuff done. I do get a lot done. Brian says he's like always amazed at how much I get done. I am an energetic person. I am a person who has a lot of energy, and I do just keep moving in spite of my physical limitations. So I realize I have them, and I plan certain things for when I can't get up. Okay. So choose a simple notebook. Don't do anything fancy. If this is something that sounds appealing to you, don't do anything fancy. There's no pressure for it to be perfect. Get something that feels inviting to you. So I do like red. I do like graph paper, and that's why I have this. Keep it handy. Don't let it leave a specific space. Find a spot that you don't want it to go out of and keep it there, whether it's your kitchen, your bedroom, whatever. And let's see. What did I miss here? I just told you how I divided it. So let me just reiterate the front of the book, the Creative Seeds. If I open this and I'm just whatever, and I just want to write quotes down, that's what I do. I write quotes down, or I draw a picture. I'll do that on the opposite side of the page. The right side of the, again, if you saw what was written in here, you'd be like, what? This side of the page is where my serious ideas live. This side of the page would be a doodle and a quote. All right. I don't wait until I have a full idea either. That's the other thing. So I just get one idea. Oh, look at that. Look at that stick. I'm looking at a stick on my desk here. Maybe that could be something in a project. So I just write down, don't forget to look at the stick. So it's capturing little fragments of ideas, and then I sit with them. I have noticed, yeah, I'm 70, I'm just noticing this now. I notice I need to let things marinate. Sometimes I can marinate in a day. Sometimes I need more than that. But when I get an idea, I always like to think about it, picture it, you know, write in my notebook different things that it could be, it could turn into. And then when I come back the next day or the day after, I go, what were you thinking? You're never going to do that. Stuff like that. So I hope this, I'm so hyped. I'm sorry. I'm so excited that I got that video done for the Making Zen. And oh, you're going to love it. I hope you're going to love it. I think you're going to love it. I know you're going to love it. You have to wait till May, though. I can't even give you a clue until they start advertising it. But I'm super excited. We had our first Zoom meeting with all the artists that are going to be doing the Making Zen this year. Oh, there's some really good people in there. I did feel a bit intimidated, to be honest. but I'm really looking forward to it. I sent out a newsletter today, and I put a link for Kate Ward is the gal that does the Making Zen. So I put a link in the newsletter. You can click on the link and sign up for a waiting list, so you'll be notified when the program is live. I'm going to put the link below in this video as well, so you can sign up for it. And when it comes closer to the time, I'll have an affiliate link to use. So I'm switching gears here, I'm sidebarring. I'll have an affiliate link to use, and I'll just make sure I tell you all about that. That if you do decide to participate in the online workshop, that you'll use my affiliate link. That would be awesome. And what else? I don't know what else, but tell me what you're thinking. Tell me what you're doing. I love hearing from you. I've gotten a few emails from people that have been making dots, and I'm still stitching on them too at night when I get tired. That's one of the things I do. I just love it. And yeah, I guess that's about it for now. I'm going to say bye. I just wanted to really come on and see you because I missed you last Monday. And I don't know when I'll see you next. I'm trying to work within my word of the year, which is ease. Trying. All right. Bye for now. Just remember, keep moving, just play, no rules. Find something to be grateful for if you are able. And sidebar, we are getting 16 inches of snow tomorrow, which is Sunday, which I'm going to air this video, I think, maybe in the morning. All right. Talk to you soon. Love you lots. 2 kisses.